Hello, 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 and welcome back to FRLT. We come to, as you can see on screen, Brazil. It is time for round 3 of Season 1, and it is absolutely great to be back once again. Last week we saw the absolute calamity of round 2. Sadly, I'm not joined by Omi tonight. I am alone, which is a little bit sad. Of course, it does make things a little bit lonely. But it is okay because we are back, and I'm excited for tonight. I really am. It's gonna be special. It's Brazil. We all love Brazil. We all absolutely love the track. I think the drivers are loving it. Everybody seems very excited by tonight's race. To be fair, I think quite a few people anticipating some good action for tonight. It's a track that everybody, I think, enjoys. Generally, I mean, there's a lot to talk about before we get into the race. We've still got some teams that are missing at the moment, which is what I'm sorting out. So at the moment, we do have an XPG driver, and I believe both AERO drivers are currently missing. So if I go a little bit quiet at times, I'm just reading who's doing what and when. Okay, so we're almost there. We're almost full. We're very close to being actually all ready to go in a minute. Because we're going to... I just have to... Just double checking with a couple of people that they are in the lobby, because quite a lot of people aren't at the moment. We've got 17 drivers. We are going a little bit later than usual, and so I do apologise for this slight delay. So let's have a look at the standings. So here they are. FG, sorry they're not in the correct order. I'm getting that sorted for next race because they're not in the order right now. But essentially, FG top the championship with 64 points, a 1-2 last race. Really, really good. AMS second on 44. They really lost a lot of points last race. 20-point gap now. They were leading as well. By I believe it was 2 or 3 points they were leading going into round 2. Now they're behind by 20 points. It is DRFP1, which sit third in the championship on 30 points. On 22 points is ORT. Then on 12, we've got 2 teams on 12, which is ARS and ABE. XPG are on 8 and GRS are currently on 7. The only 2 teams not to score points is STR and AE at the moment. And so that is actually something very, very interesting, I have to say. It is quite interesting that we haven't had that just as of yet, but definitely a lot still to come for today's race, and it's definitely still a lot to come in the championship because I mean it is still pretty close at the moment between the top 2. I mean between AMS and FGE at the moment. I mean DLR FP1 definitely still in there. But I'm really looking at this battle between sort of DLR, FP1 and ORT, and also ABE, ARS, XPG, and GRS, all in this battle over the sort of 4th to 5th place. So it is very exciting. Yes, sorry, I'm looking around, I'm checking everything. So yeah, so as I was saying, we're about to get in, I believe. We're about to get started. Okay, so we are just missing 1 driver at the moment. That is all that we're missing is 1 driver. So give us another minute or 2. By the way, XPG have a penalty at the moment. They have a race ban. They're the first team to get it. That's because of a straight lining incident that happened last week. XPG argued that it was a controller problem. It was just going back and forth quite a lot, to be honest, between the 2 teams. Between all the teams involved. I believe it was 3 teams involved. So we're about to get going. And I'm typing that. So we're readying up now. For the moment, we're readying up. So yeah, all the drivers are readied up, and we're actually getting into qualifying now. So let me go and bring this up. Sorry about seeing this horrible view. Sorry, that a little bit early to call it. We're not in. We're not fully in just yet. Sorry about that. That's terrible. But yeah, so I think we're actually in now. Yes, we are. We are actually in. We weren't in for a minute. But yeah, so sadly, like I said, I'm alone tonight. If you do not know, it's an 18-minute qualifying followed by a 50% race. Only 19 drivers tonight, or 18 as it stands. One's joining during qualifying. But currently we have 19 drivers that will be driving tonight. That is because XPG has had a race ban. Last race it was because AERO, one of their drivers didn't turn up. So a couple of teams getting qualifying bans. It's all over the place at the moment. Quite a lot happened last week. Of course, driving standards were again brought up as some of the driving standards, as some people thought, got worse. But this is all about drivers. Quite a few names from last week are returning again. A lot of names from last week are returning. Blair Callum, Ollie, Kozaks. We've also got Chris Yu, who's returning. Gio, who's starting today. He's the one of two Mercedes. Got a couple of new drivers, but Moore also returns. Nico returns as well. So quite a few drivers returning or not returning. As you can see, one of the drivers has currently retired. That is because of a qualifying ban, if I serve myself correct. Yes, it is. It's because of a qualifying ban, I believe. So the first car out on track is an Alfa Romeo, and that is the Alfa Romeo of Kozaks. He's gone out on the intermediates. Now, this is because AERO have a qualifying ban, so he is able to do an outlap, but then he cannot actually do a full proper lap. So we're going to see what happens here. I think the first driver who's actually driving and who will be actually doing a lap is actually HS Moore. He's the first driver in the Alpine. Not much luck for the Alpine team. And ultimately, Alpine are GRS, by the way. Just to go through the run-through quickly. Red Bull Racing are ABE. Mercedes are ORT. Ferrari are AMS. McLaren are XPG. Aston Martin are held by FGE. Alpine GRS, of course. Williams STR. ARS are in the AlphaTauri. AERO in the Alfa Romeo. And the Haas is taken by DLR FP1. So, as you can see there, quite a few teams, quite a few drivers. But the first driver that's going to be crossing the line tonight is going to be HS Moore. Quite exciting. And somebody's been disqualified for blocking the pit lane. I believe that was Gio, who I believe has been disqualified for blocking the pit lane. But we're going to see Moore, first driver to cross the line and start a lap. Let's run on board. Braking nicely into turn one. Got to keep that car turned in. Got to make it through pretty nicely. And so far, so good. He is going to have a bit of traffic, I think, on his lap. I think he's going to have an Alfa Romeo or two. A Ferrari or two in the way. But it's a 17.1 for the first sector. So far, very good. It's one of the shortest first sectors, to be fair, around this track. It's one of the shortest. So far, everything going good through this lap. A little bit of a slide through there. Maybe the car not feeling perfect. Quite a few slow cars out on track. Got to let drivers by. Ooh, bit of a slide on the rear for Moore through the left-hander. Just on the entry, really. And now coming into the right-hander. Let's see what he can do. So far, it's looking pretty decent. It's looking all right for Moore. The lap isn't perfect, but he is doing his best at the moment. Because remember, this track really takes a while for it to get ready and get going. Coming round onto the straight. onto the last corner and up to the line. It is going to be a 1 minute 8.880 is going to be the time to beat. Kozaks is actually going to be the next one to cross the line, but he has invalidated his run at the moment. So far, not everything going that well for a few drivers. I think the next driver who's crossing the line is actually ORT Geo, the manager, and I believe also owner of ORT, but he doesn't feel like his lap is good enough. We can see Connor Barry putting in a good time, 1 minute 8.731. His teammate currently is on a run. He's putting in a decent lap, fastest middle sector out of anybody, looking pretty decent. Definitely he wants to find some time. I believe Ollie is actually going to be the next one up to the line. And up to the line and across the line, it's a 1 minute 7.9. We're going to return to, I believe that was Callum, as he crosses the line P3. And Tom goes fastest of all with a 1 minute 7.532. Very, very, very good. Pretty good, to be honest. Just double checking something because somebody had been disqualified in the pit lane, I believe. We see AMS Devon go P2 to the line. We're going to see who's next. We're going to see AMS Chrisu go P4 across the line. So a good, very good so far from those few drivers. We can see Tekubi. I'm not sure how you're meant to say that. But coming up to the line, he puts it P3, just ahead of his teammate. So ABE also putting in a good qualifying session so far. So some things are going all right for these guys. I think I'm trying to remember who's in FG is in the Aston Martin. Where are the Aston Martins? Well, Tom is top of the times. His teammate, of course, having a qualifying ban for tonight. So at the moment, it's not looking good. Also, both DI FP1 cars retiring from the session. So at the moment, yeah. So as we're looking at it, it's looking pretty crazy everywhere. So these are the first runs from quite a few drivers. I believe the next one is Whitey. He's on a lap. I actually believe the next one along is it is Backer. He's coming up to the line next. He's got DRS wide open, rear wing. Here he goes, coming up to the line. What is it going to be? It's going to be a 1 minute 8.2, and that is P5. We're going to see Whitey come up to the line next. He's letting off. He doesn't feel like his lap is good enough there. Let's follow with Nico. He's put in a 17.1 middle sector, so pretty good. Coming round, we're going to be seeing quite a few things happening. All the way through the middle sector now. I think a couple of drivers are having some problems, sadly, tonight, which isn't good. Somebody's having their game. So yeah, I think a few drivers are having their game crash. One of them, I believe, and another is struggling to get into the game. So for the moment, there's not much I can do, but we will see what happens. We can see Nico up to the line here. What is he going to put in? He's going to go P7. So far, AIS are actually putting in a really good performance. Very much different sort of qualifying performances compared to what we saw in the first two races. So definitely AIS looking a bit more, a bit stronger this race. I believe Kozaks is the next driver who's going round. I believe he is not pushing. No, he is not. He hasn't set a lap time yet, though. One of the drivers can't take control of their car. That's what is coming out. I believe it's the XPG driver, the one and only XPG driver as well. For the moment, can't do anything. For the moment, we can't do anything. This is the official qualifying, and this will be the only qualifying we have an up-to-the-line. Kozaks is going to put in a 1 minute 13.0. Double checking something. No, AERO, definitely possible to do that. So Sir Nikolai has gotten into the session. Definitely, he wants to get re-invited. Definitely a few people. Thing is, this is mid-qualifying, so definitely some things going on. If people could invite each other for once, that would be rather nice. I believe the only driver still on the lap is Kozaks, but who's the first coming up to line? It is a Williams, and that is Blair Callum. Let's watch him on his second run. I think we're going to see a lot of drivers. So yeah, sorry, I'm just trying to do that. And Callum is invalidated on his run. That's not good for him. We can see Kozaks on a push run. P4, very, very strong. At the moment, I believe the next driver, I'm trying to find the next driver who hasn't invalidated, and that is Connor Barry, the next driver. It is, once again, we're going to be watching a Williams again. We saw his teammate invalidate. Is Connor Barry going to invalidate? So far, he hasn't. He's doing a decent run so far. Definitely wants to find a bit more time. Currently in P9, just ahead of his teammate with a 1 minute 8.7. 1.2 seconds off for the fastest as it stands. Coming round, you can see coming into the left-hander now. So far, pretty good into the left-hander. Looking pretty sweet. Coming round the final corner, we're going to be watching the Williams with the Duracell. With the Duracell bit on top of the car. Coming up to the line, it is going to be a 0.2 improvement up to P8, but it's not going to be enough there. We can see Chris Yu across the line, find 0.8 of a second up to P2. Just 800ths behind. 500ths behind the provisional pole taker at the moment. ORTGO goes P4 before Takubi. I'm going to say Takubi. I'm guessing. I'm very sorry if I mispronounced your name. But Takubi goes P3. Ollie is now on a run. I believe he's one of the only drivers on a run, unless Blair Callum is on a run. Ooh, he's made a mistake. He's gone off a bit. That is actually not too great. We're going to actually see Supertex come up to the line next. He's currently P12. He needs a bit of an improvement. He's definitely been improving on his lap, and he actually goes P8 ahead of Bakker. Now, I believe the next driver is a Ferrari. That's Chris Yu on an in-lap for the moment. Is there a Mercedes? No, there isn't. It looks like that is qualifying almost done. You can see Callum's come into the pits. Everybody is slowing down now. I don't think anybody is actually on a lap, except Ollie, who's finding 0.2 of a second at the moment. Fastest middle sector. Let's see what he can do coming round the last proper corner and up to the line. He's not taking any toe. He wants to use all of his own speed, and he goes up to P4, still behind his teammate by just 0.03 of a second. Last time out, Ollie got pole position. This time round, it's looking a lot more difficult. Still 0.2, about almost exactly 0.2 off of the fastest driver at the moment. Tom, only done one run this qualifying session, and he is currently sitting above and beyond the others, still on provisional pole. We're going to watch Bakker. He's just gone a 10th quicker, but not enough to gain any position. Close to gaining a position there. You can see a couple of drivers not feeling happy. Nico's improved by 600s, but again, not enough there for him to gain a position. So we're going to have to see at the moment. There's a couple of drivers. I don't think anybody is on a lap. No, I don't think anybody is actually on a lap right now. Nobody is. So at the moment, looks like Yeah, so at the moment, this is the grid. Tom is quickest of all at the moment, at the top of the times, and it's Chris Yu. Then it's AB, Takubi, and Ollie, both in the ABE team, so they're looking very strong this race. ORT Geo in 5th, MS Devon in 6th, Kozak 7th, Supertex 8th, Baka 9th, Connor Barry in 10th, Nico in 11th, Callum in 12th, Moore in 13th, Whitey in 14th, and Sir Nikolai in 15th place. But I believe he might have struggled to join the lobby, or he might still be struggling to join. But we do have one of the FGE drivers who retired, and both DLR FP1 drivers who did end up at the moment. One driver is saying he might not be in the McLaren because he can't seem to get into it. I'm not sure how. Some lobby things going on. Somebody's retired on track, and that is Nikolai. So Nikolai, he's retired. Somebody not happy, I'm guessing. So far, a few drivers not very happy with qualifying. A couple of game problems, sadly, as we have most of the grid, as we have at least, 10 drivers. As long as there are, I believe this is in the rules, I believe I've written this down in the rules, and it's actually, as long as we have 10 or more drivers in qualifying, or I think maybe 8 or more, it's one of the two, I believe it is 8 or more drivers, qualifying continues, and now that comes in if we have a full grid, it is 10 or more, and if we have less than a full grid, it is 8 or more. Currently, Callum, he's going to be the first driver to cross the line. He's risked it. He's wanted to go for it very early. He's risked it very early in this session. At the moment, just looking at it, I'm not sure who is missing or not right now, but we can see Callum currently on his run. So at the moment, you can see Callum 4/10 up on his lap time. What he wants to be seeing, this would still only put him just ahead of his teammate. Now coming round through the last corner. And up to the line, he's going to put in a 1 minute 8.356. He goes P10 ahead of his teammate. The next driver was, I think, Gio. He hasn't actually done a full run. Nobody's actually on a full run at the moment, I believe. I believe the closest one to doing a full run at the moment in qualifying. I'm trying to find somebody who's actually doing a full run. I believe that is Baka. He's the closest, but he's backed off on his run. So definitely he's not happy. So a couple of drivers not happy with that they're not able to get into their cars. You can see Baka invalidated. We're going to try to find a driver who's actually on lap. I believe Koz's just had a bit of an incident, I think. But we're gonna let's run with Mr. Takubi. He's currently one of the drivers furthest ahead, who's actually on a lap. He's putting together a decent lap so far. You can see a couple of drivers. Track evolution is helping. It's not helping that heavily right now. So coming round, long right-hander, keeping it within track limits. That is the main thing, to keep it within track limits, especially around this track. But Takubi definitely showing that he's got some pace, and he's definitely got something behind the wheel that is making him special today. ABE has had 2 really good qualifying sessions, 3rd and 4th as it stands here, and they got pole position last race. 700ths up on his lap time. That won't be enough unless he can find maybe another 10th or 2. He won't find anything more. A couple of drivers pitting. Callum retires from the session. I believe that will be it for also Gio in today's session. Up to the line, Takubi does improve by just over a 10th, but stays P3 on the grid. We see Koza go up to he actually stays 7th, sorry, You can see Ollie stays 4th. Couple of drivers not happy that they're staying in their positions. Chris Yu has retired. Chris Yu has retired from... has invalidated. Has invalidated. Just to make that clear. He's invalidated. You can see Moore's coming up to the line. He hasn't been improving on his lap. That is his qualifying over. We can see Chris Yu invalidated. You can see Supertex also invalidating. We're looking to Bakker, who is on a run, but we're going to actually look to the man in front. He's going easy. He thinks he's got it now. He's being very confident here. Looking to Koza. Is he pushing? No, he isn't, I don't believe. But we do have Bakker up to the line. He goes P8, and Nico comes into the pits. And I believe that is our session done, unless Koza wants to keep on pushing. No, I don't think he does. And so that, I think, is our session here today. A couple of drivers doing what had to be done. Pretty crazy qualifying there. I think, Tom, his first run was... The fact that his first run was enough to take provisional pole and to actually take pole position really shows that he had a lot of pace here today. And I think that is something definitely to take away from it. So, here it is. It is ultimately it's a pole position for Tom. I believe it's his debut as well. So, it's very nice to see him. FGE take a pole position this season. I believe he might have been here in round 1. I can't remember exactly. But Tom is on pole position. AMS Chris Yu 2nd. Takubi 3rd. Ollie in 4th. Gio in 5th. AMS Devon in 6th. Koza in 7th. Bakker in 8th. Supertex in 9th. And Connor Barry in 10th. Blair Callum in 11th. Nico in 12th. Moore in 13th. And Whitey in 14th. Nikolai is in 15th. Sivertson is in 16th. Spieler is in 17th, and Gio is in 18th. A different Gio. A very different Gio. So we're going to be sourcing some things. So, yeah, so that's a very interesting qualifying. It really is an interesting qualifying. For everybody. So yeah, so definitely an interesting qualifying there for everybody. So yeah, so we're going to be getting going at 31 pass, so very soon. Yes, I know there's no game sound, and I do apologise for no game sound. Again, my PC doesn't want to work again today, and doesn't want to give any sound. I will try and fix that for next week, I do promise. Little problem on my side. I will say that it is a little problem on my side. But yeah, definitely next week that's going to be all sorted. We're going to be starting very shortly. So here we are. I hope everybody is going to enjoy tonight. It's going to be an interesting race. At the moment, we've seen FGE take pole position with Tom. AMS looking good, but I have to say ABE is also looking good. Their drive's a bit higher up than AMS. So at the moment, AMS really looking like they might have a tough race. But also FGE, as one of FGE's drivers, of course, had, I believe, a qualifying ban. So as it stands, we're going to have to see what happens coming into the race. Who knows what's actually going to happen? A lot could happen. But there's a lot. Strategies being, of course, spoken about. I've seen the mediums to hards can work. Hards to mediums can also work. Softs to hards have also worked around this track. I've seen that in another race. So a lot of opportunities will be getting going in the next minute. And a lot of excitement will be happening. I'm just watching the clock tick down as we get to 31 past. For me, it's 31 past 8. For you guys, it might be something slightly different. But yeah, I'm exceedingly excited for tonight. It's already been a crazy start to qualifying. It's generally been pretty crazy. We're going to be getting into the race now, and hopefully things should work out a little bit better. So here we go. I believe we're getting in any second now. We're going to be starting. So if I don't read chat, because I can't see it at the moment. But we're going to be getting going in the next 5 seconds. The drivers are going to be readying up and ready to go. 31 past it is now, and it is time for the drivers to ready up and get going. So I believe everybody should be readying up about now. Hopefully about now. Maybe about now. We'll see. So yeah, everybody should be readying up. If they are, hopefully they are. If they're not, we'll see. Yeah, so we've got a lot going on at the moment. We're going to see how lap 1 goes. Of course, it's a tight turn 1. Dive bombs are definitely possible. A lot could happen. But here we are. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 red lights. And away we go for round 3 of FRLT in Season 1. It's a good start from Tom. He's gotten away from the grid very nicely. But a lot of drivers I'm seeing, a lot of drivers are on hard tyres. You can see a bit of battling between a Ferrari and the Red Bull in the background. And a Ferrari is round! That is AMS Devon and Ollie have spun round off for the start. It's not the start they wanted to see for quite a few drivers. It's a caution in Sector 1. No safety car or virtual safety car. Everybody bouncing around, but it's a good start from Tom. We can see Kozak's trying to make the move. He's pushing the Mercedes wide. But now Kozak's up into P4 in this race. He is on the soft tyres as well. A lot going on. A bit of battling in the background. You can see Supertex and Blair Callum fighting for position. But Supertex is going to make his way past into P16. Looking back up in front. A couple of gaps opening up now. But now the main problem is for AMS Devon and Ollie. They've got to fight their way through this packed grid. You can see I believe that's Kozak's. Yes, it is. It's his teammate, Nikolai, who's making the move on backer for P7. And he's now up into that P7. And it's extra points now for the Alfa Romeo. Looking behind, and there's a driver off. And that is HS Moore. He's had a bit of a spin. Also, Spielher as well. Both having a bit of a spin and some problems off of lap 1. A lot of drivers find themselves spinning around. But Tom leads on lap 2. And so far, it's looking like it could be another FGE win and a back-to-back win for this team. Ollie has left the session. Not sure whether it's disconnected. We can see, and Aston Martin is in the pits. He's decided that he must have gotten damaged. You can see Whitey's making a move. He's trying to make the double move. Also to get past Bakker into the left-hander. But so far, nothing working. Remember, he is on the mediums compared to Bakker on the hard tyres. So he wants to make the move. Kozaks has just made the move on to Kubi. So things are looking a bit better for this lot. Everything's improving a bit more. This is a horrible camera angle, I have to say. It is generally a horrible camera angle. A couple of drivers not happy. A couple of drivers slightly happy with their starts so far. Especially Kozaks. He might be on the soft tyres, but he is pushing his way around the track. And he's making it clear what he wants to happen in today's race. And so he's doing what he did last race and using those soft tyres to his advantage. And I have to say well done to him, to be honest, because it's another strategy that he wants to get a good start, and he's going to push his way past Chris Yu up into P2. I just felt that was coming. I didn't feel like there was a lot riding on that there. I think everybody could see that realistically coming his way. And of course, it is frustrating for a lot of drivers, when that does happen. But it does happen, and it will happen every so often. You can see there's a yellow flag in Sector 1. I believe that was Nico having a spin. So definitely that isn't too good. And Ollie has rejoined the session, but that was Nico who spun round. You can see Tom off in the lead by 2.1 seconds. And what a dominant lead it is, and what a dominant start it's been for the FGE driver. Definitely making up some positions here. Definitely something he wanted to see. We can see Sivertsen deciding to retire from the session. Sivertsen has ultimately retired from the session. First retiree, and that is actually one of the FGE drivers. So their championship lead at the moment is looking a little bit under threat, especially with one of their drivers out. We can see Bakker is making the move on Nikolai, who I believe might have just left the session, or he is just in ghost mode. So I don't know at the moment. I think he's just in ghost mode. There's a yellow flag, of course, in Sector 1 because of the slow Aston Martin, his teammate. But that teammate has ghosted and is going off the track. Ollie's decided to retire from the session. He feels like he's done with the session as well. Not good for ABE and FGE, not a good start. When I think we might see the Red Bull coming around this corner. Yes, we do. We see him pulling off. And I believe that is it now for 2 drivers already on lap 4. But things can get better for some teams because although one ABE driver is retired, the other, Ollie, is currently still... not Ollie, sorry. Takubi is currently fighting for a podium. He's P3 as it stands. And there he is. If we can get to seeing him in that beautiful Red Bull livery we all love to see. We've seen it a lot in 2023. Sort of win a lot. And possibly we might be seeing it again this year as their launch is only just around the corner. And I believe that's going to be a move. As we can see, Gio's making the move up onto the podium. And he's made a very swift move with DRS and a very nice move that he needed. One bad start has been for Chris Yu. You can see some moves happening as we can see Gio Flop Melodies. I'm sorry if I really messed up your name. I suspect I have. But we'll just call you Gio, the same as ORT Gio, but we'll difference the words. We'll make a different word, different name for each other. Let's just call them ORT Gio and Gio for tonight. As we can see, Shadow's making his way by in the XPG for XPG and in that McLaren car, the bright car on the grid. Quite a lot of black on it, but you know that's been something that a lot of people have been talking about lately is the brightness of the cars, you know, a lot of carbon fiber showing, and you know it clearly shows that it didn't just start this year. It's also been around for the last year or two. As we can see, Blair Callum making his way past Moore up into P13, a little bit laggy for Blair Callum there. But looking up in front, Tom is losing his lead. He's already lost about 0.7 of a second to Kozaks, so definitely losing maybe 2-3 tenths a lap. And you can see Kozaks is just reeling him in more and more. We're going to bring up the telemetry, actually. I'm very sorry, I've been forgetting that all today. The big loser, actually, for today was Ollie, but also for AMS Devon, who's dropped 6 places. Tyres, here they are. I know a few people will be asking them for them. So Nikolai's had multiple warnings now, and that's actually gotten him a penalty. We can see Chris Yu making his way past Connor Barry, but they're still going to be fighting, but he can't make his way past as Connor Barry does a nice little switchback to get up into P5. They're still going to be running side by side into the next corner, but you can just see Connor Barry placing that car so defensively and allowing himself to hold on to P5 just for now. But at the moment, it's looking like another tough race for AMS. And, yeah, you know, it's not helping their cause today that it's going to be another tough one. But the tyres at the moment, you can see quite a lot of drivers, quite mixed opinion from, I think, a lot of the drivers on the hards and mediums, I think. Definitely quite a mixed opinion. A few people feeling them, others not. So hards and mediums, and only one driver is on the softs, and that is Kozaks. We're going to be riding on board with Chris Yu. I want to see, heading down the straight, how much you actually gain with DRS. And you can see he's not using any overtake at the moment. You actually gain quite a bit in slipstream, over 320 kilometers an hour into turn 1. Chris Yu sends it up the inside. He was leading into the corner, and now he is into that position, and he's coming around turn 3. And ultimately, he is going to get attacked again by a car that is ghosting through. Slightly confused with the ghosting situation. Not sure why that has happened. Definitely something quite odd, to be fair there. So, yeah, that was a bit of an odd situation. We've seen it happen once or twice today. So, not sure what's going on there at the moment. Because we have seen collisions. We have seen drivers have collisions today. I believe all the settings should be correct. But as it stands, Tom's leading. He's gained back over Koza, and because he's now 1.7 seconds, got down to 1.1 last lap, and now it's 1.6. He crosses line on lap 8. He's led now all 8 laps. FGE has not let go of that lead for quite a while, and so that is something interesting. So that is definitely something quite interesting. I'm currently talking with a driver who is struggling to get back in to the lobby at the moment. But yeah, so Devon now making his way past Bakker into P11. Bakker looked quicker for the start, but it looks like he used too much ERS too early, and those hard tyres have not been giving him any type of good luck today. Looking up in front though, quite a few drivers making moves. Blair Callum has made his way past HS Moore once again tonight. I think it's going to be a move of many. But a couple of battles, definitely the grid's starting to space out a bit. But the closest one is between Koza and Gio. We're going to ride on board with ORT Gio here. He's coming down the straight. He's going to have DRS. He's going to pull to the left. And he's going to make the move before turn 1. And he is clearly ahead. And through turn 1, those softs starting to go off. And also, it looks like Koza's also out of EOS or below 10%. So this has just allowed Gio to nicely pull his way past and up into a few positions. Nobody has done any stops just yet. I believe somebody has... Sorry about that. I believe somebody has added me, but they might have added the wrong account. But I'm going to have to invite somebody in a minute because they are currently struggling. They currently are struggling to get in. I'm not seeing their request. But that seems to be a bit of an EA thing today. Yeah. It's definitely being a bit of an EA thing that we've seen a lot today. That things don't want to load for me. So that could be me, but I haven't received anything just yet. And as Moore gets a 3-second time penalty for multiple warnings, he's pushing quite a lot. But you can see Koza's actually been able to keep up with ORT Gio. Into turn 1, is he going to make the move? No, he isn't. I don't know why. We've got terrible onboards for every car at the moment. But Connor Barry still hunting down Chris Yu, both on the same compound of tyres. But you can see pretty much the grid has started to space out a bit, but there's still areas of a lot of fighting at the moment. So, yeah, at the moment, looks like one driver might be missing out tonight. Spieler Quiste might be missing out for tonight's session. And Tom has actually disconnected. Tom has disconnected from the session. This is a massive moment. The race leader, Tom, has disconnected from the session. Wow, okay, this is... I have no words for that. He is losing positions very quickly. And let's see, is there going to be some problem? Is there a problem? I don't know. Was it his internet connection? It looks like it seems to have gone. Because I know a few people have been having a couple of connection problems tonight. But I'm not 100% sure how. Yeah, so Tom's disconnected from the session. He's going to try and rejoin, possibly, and hopefully he'll try to rejoin shortly. I have got his EA here, so I could quickly add him. Let's see if I can just very quickly try and add him. No, I can't. I can't add him through here, which is really disappointing. So at the moment, this is a massive moment here. It looks like Blair Callum has had a bit of an incident. He doesn't seem too happy. I've seen him in Discord not being very nice to a driver. He's lost a part of his front wing, so he's down to 15th. This is not good for him today. He's not... yes, this has not been a good one for STR still. But one of their drivers is currently 5th, so there is still a lot of battling on point. And you can see, there goes Amos Devon up into 11th. He's gotten just overtaken by Bakker. Just now, so he's actually outside of the points. He would have been inside of the points, but he is on the mediums as well, so those mediums are going to start to go. See Koza still staying really close to ORT Gio at the moment. I'm not getting any invites from it. Somebody's saying that they keep on doing it, but I'm not getting... So yeah, at the moment, 2 drivers in the pits, and that is Blair Callum for the damage, and also Moore, who's also in the pits, he's gone to the hard tyres. Yeah, so a couple of people not too happy, as you can see. Koza makes the move for the lead. Sorry about the little silences. It's people not adding me. I'm trying to see. I'm not getting anything. Oh no. Yeah, so at the moment, it's not looking too great. A couple of drivers aren't particularly happy because I'm not getting anything on here at the moment. I'm actually not getting any requests or anything on here at the moment. So, yeah. Yeah, okay. Very unsure about that at the moment on why that is happening. Looking through the grid, yeah, very confused on why this is happening. To be honest, I'm actually very confused. As you can see, RT Geo just staying in the lead. So yeah, at the moment, ORT Geo staying in the lead of this race. You can see a couple of battles closing up. As you can see, Nikolai making the move on the McLaren of Shadow. Yeah, some crazy things are definitely happening for the moment. I generally don't know what to say. Very difficult. I'll check again because nobody seems to. I'm not seeing anybody adding me. I'll look if Tom is here or not. I don't see Tom anywhere at the moment. I don't see him being here. I don't see him on this list anywhere. Yeah, I don't know what's going. I don't know what is going on. Tom has joined. He has rejoined, but he's down in P12 and 17 seconds off of 11th. As Gio's lost the lead to Kozak's here. Definitely a frustrating one there. It's definitely a little bit frustrating for me because, you know, a couple of drivers saying that they need to be invited back, but for some reason their invites are not getting through on EA. Definitely this is one of the reasons why I do usually use Xbox more. I'm not on Xbox, I'm on PC at the moment. Yeah, my PC doesn't really work well with my Xbox, so that's why I'm on it on here for last week and this week. And so at the moment, yeah, I don't know why EA isn't wanting to work. Generally don't know why EA isn't wanting to work at the moment, but so far, still out of everybody, we still have 16 runners. One driver can't rejoin at the moment. I don't know why I'm not getting any invites through. It was a problem like this earlier before we started the stream. He also was struggling to get through then, and there goes ORT Geo back into the lead with the DRS. At the moment, they're just doing a bit of ping pong. We're back and forth. Ooh, very close from the Alfa Romeo. Jeez, that was very close. Bit of a dive bomb there, but almost a collision. But definitely a fight here for the lead is something very important. I'm you know, it's a little bit disappointing that some drivers are struggling to get into the lobby. Some can't seem to get into the lobby, which is rather bewildering at the moment because I don't know why. Yeah, so at the moment, not very sure why why some people can't seem to be able to join. Also, I do apologise that there was no game sound tonight because I don't know why. There's just no game sound. But yeah, so essentially now, a couple of drivers, you know, Gio is actually pulling out now further into the lead, 8/10, the biggest it's been in a while. A coming onto the straight almost 9/10 before the DRS zone is activated. We're going to watch on board with Kozaks as he's going to run down towards turn 1 here. He's running down with some speed. He's got a lot behind him, but it's not enough. Those soft tyres definitely going off lap. He's had these tyres on for 17 laps now. And we can also see the move of Nikolai making the move on Shadow for P6. Bakker also getting past Devon because he's gone into the pits. And Gio also dropping down a few places. I believe he dropped behind one driver there. You can see this battle still going on. Shadow battling with Nikolai down onto the straight and into the corner. He still takes back the lead. He lost it on the pit straight, but he's back now into P6 and where he thinks he should be, and definitely where his pace has been showing. One battle that I'm interested to see what's going to happen in the next few laps is between Connor Barry and AMS Chrisu, both on the hard tyres, both very close to each other. They've kind of been like this for a while. No attacks. Early on in the race, maybe 10 laps ago, we were seeing a lot of fighting. So far, no fighting today. Definitely, you know, we haven't seen a lot of fighting from these guys in maybe the last 10 laps. Maybe it's just a bit of, you know, you pull me along and, you know, I don't fight you. So maybe there's a bit of strategy between these two going on, between the AMS driver and the STR driver. Coming down onto the straight now. Connor Barry does have DRS. He's closing up quite a lot. We can see Kozaks is in the pits. Let's see. As Kozaks is in the pits, let's see where he's actually going to come out in this race at the moment. I want to see roughly how far back. He goes down to 7th. He was 3rd, remember. I believe he was 3rd. So at the moment, we're going to be seeing as this is going down. And now coming round, he's down to 8th. So definitely losing quite a lot of time. I think he is going to come out in P8. A couple more drivers, Gio and Whitey, both also in the pits. Right up to the wall there. Kozak's really pushing all the way. He wants to try and beat his opponent. But now he's able to go onto the mediums till the end of the race, showing that the softs do have a lot of tyre wear in them. Tom still hasn't pitted yet, but he, and also because of his him disconnecting earlier, has dropped him down to P11, but he's still got a pit, and so probably he'll be either P12 to P13. So it's not been a nice day for the FGE driver, and it's not been a nice day for FGE because one driver's retired and the other has ultimately, the other's ultimately outside of the point. So at the moment, AMS look like they're going to close up that lead, and they're definitely going to be fighting for something here today. But Devon getting out in front of the only FGE driver left, and he's pitted now. So this is going to be something very, very interesting later on in this race. You can see Chrisu fighting with Connor Barry over P3 now. This is when it's getting serious. They're going to be coming into the pits in the next maybe 4-5 laps. So we're going to be seeing a lot of this battling. You can see, we didn't see it earlier, but we're going to see it now. Connor Barry and AMS Chrisu into turn 4. Are they going to make contact? No, they don't. They keep it clean. They keep it very nicely. And now up into P3 goes the Williams and the STR driver of Connor Barry. One of 2 drivers in this race, but the only one inside of the points. And at the moment, he's looking like for very big points because STR, one of the only teams not to have yet scored points so far. They're the one of the only teams. I believe it's one of 2 teams not to have scored a point just yet. But they're definitely on their way for quite a few more than just a point. They're on their way for 15. So everything is looking up for STR out of round 3. Definitely things are looking a bit better. Hopefully Blair Callum can find his way a bit closer to the rest of the action. As we can see, Takubi comes into the pits. And so does Connor Barry, both of them feeling like their time is up. And there is a full virtual safety car. There's a virtual safety car here. A Shadow speeds into the pits. 5-second penalty for him. That's a big one. Not sure what that's come from there. I'm not sure where the virtual safety cars come from. That might have been Spieler Kurse. Maybe his front wings come off. I don't 100% know. But this is actually good for a few drivers because they're going to get away with coming out of the pits. But Kozaks has actually jumped Takubi out of the pits. So this is actually something quite big because Kozaks now finds himself back up into P2 and what he wanted to see. But a couple of drivers are going to be able to get away with a shorter pit stop while the others are having to go really slowly. See Supertex coming into the pits now. Whew. And this actually builds quite a bit of a lead because this we're going to see how long this virtual safety car goes for. And this is going to be the interesting part, is how long it actually goes for here. Hopefully we haven't run into any problems tonight. DRS is enabled and we are going again. It's green, 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 and away we go. Gio's going to be able to come into the pits. He got caught mid-lap as well, so that is a bit of a problem for that race leader. Let's see, is he going to pull into the pits or is he not? He is pulling into the pits. Is he going to have a big enough lead that he wants to have? Whitey gets a 3-second time penalty. Gio gets a 5-second time penalty for speeding in the pit lane. Couple of drivers making that mistake. Chris, you staying out, thinking the hards can go even further than they currently are. That is a massive mistake for Gio here tonight. And this could cost him the lead of the race. He was 5 seconds ahead, but he's going to actually drop back behind Kozaks and Takubi here. He's also going to drop behind shockingly Connor Barry and I believe Bakker, if I get this right, if I look at the tyres. No, he does drop behind Bakker, but Bakker still has the pits in this race. But he does drop behind 3 drivers now, so he's actually lost out quite a bit. So here are the tyres. A couple of drivers going for the softs, feeling like pace is needed. One driver who's definitely been very good today is Nikolai. He hasn't pitted yet, but he is currently on up 13 places. One driver who has pitted is up 5 places, and also Koza as well. A couple of drivers really having a good day. Shadow as well in 8th place, up 11 positions, as Devin gets a 3-second time penalty. Time penalty being given out to a lot of people at the moment, and that's a mistake from the AMS driver, and that is definitely going to cost him later in the race, because at the moment Gio behind him is very close and doesn't have a penalty, and this looks like we could be seeing one of the AMS drivers again having a bit of a tough race and dropping down to P10. See, Chris Yu comes into the pits. Kozaks has just put in the fastest lap of the race and has the provisional lead of the race as well. So everything is running on this man's side for a win. He got close the last race or two. You know, he got close last race. He's got an even closer here tonight. We're going to see, actually, Chris Yu, he's going to fall behind his teammate Devin, as Devin's going to go up into P8. So looking not so bad, but it's a lot lower than where they qualified. And Gio's going to make the move on Devin as well. So as it stands, it looks like it's just going to be P9 and P10, only to take away 3 points from this race. And their chance of closing in on the team of FGE has subsequently almost disappeared. Pretty much, you know, the fact that they are 20 points behind the championship leaders, the 20 points behind the championship leaders, closing in by 3 points, as it stands, isn't going to be enough. As, you know, to only bring it down to 17 points is going to be a very disappointing fact for these guys, because, you know, especially the fact that they could have been taking the championship lead from where they were at their best in this race. They could have been taking the championship lead, but they're ultimately going to miss that opportunity here in round 3. But remember, this is an 11-race season, and it's only round 3, so a lot could still happen. We can see a double overtake. Koza and Takubi both getting past the driver. Bakker speeds into the pit lane. A lot of drivers making that mistake here tonight. As you can see, the AMS driver is having a bit of an improved chance as Devin goes up into P7. They're all battling with Gio at the moment in the Haas, which is the DLR FP1 car, also wanting to fire. Oh, very big move there, and almost taking out Chris Yu into the left-hander, still racing side by side, not giving any space. And there goes Chris Yu up into P7, with Devin losing out 2 places there within just 1 straight, and now heading into the right-hander. Maybe a bit of dangerous driving there, maybe just trying to get his elbows out. Who knows? We're going to have to see later on. But definitely, I have to say, a big moment from the Haas man at the moment. But these two out front, Takubi and Kozaks, fighting for this position of the victory, of course. You know, the big 25 points. We're going to be looking from Takubi. He's closing in quite a lot here. He's closing in a lot and more, and he's actually going to take the lead of the race. For the first time tonight, we have we're going to have a 5th race leader tonight, which is a new record for the league as it stands. So a lot, definitely. So yeah, so a couple of drivers not happy. You can see one in chat making his opinions very clear of what he goes through every day. As we can see, ORT Gio making an opportunistic move on Connor Barry. But remember, he has got a penalty unless he thinks he can get rid of that penalty. Obviously, ORT Gio seen what a couple of others have been able to do on the soft tyres. He's seen what Kozaks was able to do, and he's going to make up another place up onto the podium. And actually, Sir Nikolai is going to lose 2 places. He hasn't pitted yet, I don't believe. And so Sir Nikolai dropping down quite a few places now. He was leading for about, I think, 3 or 4 laps. Now he's down in P5, and he's going to be wanting to pit very shortly. But definitely, ORTGO finding a bit of experience from one of his opponents, Kozaks. But you can see Kozaks retaking the lead of this race. It's all been between Tom, Kozaks, and Takubi tonight. ORTGO was in it earlier, but the virtual safety car really screwed over his race. You can see Sir Nikolai coming into the pits now. And Chrisu up to 6th and Devon up to 7th. I think Devon will be hoping that Gio gets a penalty. Let's actually have a look at the penalties as it stands. Devon has only a 3-second time penalty, so anything could happen. And also, Shadow also has a 5-second time penalty, so we could be seeing Chrisu, if he can get within 5 seconds of Shadow, he could be going up to P5, and they could be redeeming themselves tonight. It looks like we could probably see a 12-point catch. It looks like AMS could catch up by 12 points up to the championship leaders, and I think that will ultimately land them just 8 points behind the championship leaders. But of course, they'll be hoping for more and getting closer. But you can see Chrisu really catching up to Shadow at this point. Shadow only just up the road by 4.7 seconds as it stands. A couple of drivers. You see this gap out front increasing a bit. Takubi saving his EOS. Now, we only have 11 laps of this race to go. What can happen in the last 11 laps? Let me know in the chat below. Please do. I'd really love to know what you guys think. It's been a pretty crazy race. There's been some action. There's been some things going on. But it looks like the front two are working together to try and gain some positions. We can see Nikolai's just gained a position on Whitey for P9. We can see Tom is making his move on Backer for P11. He's chasing down a potential points chance. If he can get close, if he can get within 3 seconds of, I believe, the two in front, if I look at the penalties. Yes, if he gets within 3 seconds of the two in front, he should be able to go up to P9. So it could still be some points for FGE tonight. Generally, I hope all the best for this guy. You know, he got unlucky with with disconnecting. So Nikolai's ultimately disconnected from the session. Seeing quite a few drivers disconnect tonight. Something that we haven't seen in other races where quite a few drivers have disconnected. Definitely something going on there. As you can see, Takubi is catching up. He's going to make his move and return to the lead of the race once again. And we're seeing these two swap positions, but they're definitely thinking about this. But we can also see ORTGO, who's catching up to these two quite a bit. Below 3 seconds now. It was over 5 seconds earlier. He's really closing in, and those softs have proven that they can keep up pace with the mediums quite well, and especially also the hard tyres. So, but he's also pulling along Conor Barry for the sake of it as well. So definitely a lot going on there for ORTGO, and definitely a lot could happen for ORT tonight. Definitely some points could come into it, and they'll definitely be hoping for some really high points. There's still 15 points. It's still a podium, you know. Few new drivers are up on the podium. Debutee on the podium. 2 debutees at the moment could stand on the podium, but as it stands, Conor Barry doesn't have a penalty, but ORTGO does, and so this could leave him down into P4, but still put STR to score their first points. They might score their first points, but they might also put themselves up onto the podium here. Spieler Kuster has left the session again. I'm not sure whether that was just disconnecting or not. We can see Kozaks retakes the lead here on lap 28 out of 36. Not many laps to go. This race has really started to have some things. It's been an interesting race, strategic race about closing in the time gap. But you can see ORTGO only closed in by about 2-3 tenths in the last lap. So definitely he's not gaining as much because he's down to 2.6. Definitely those softs. Having the cornering speed is definitely something that he's having tonight. You can see this is going to be something that's very interesting to see, is whether these softs are going to last till the end. And also, we know they can last, but will they be able to catch up enough? Will ORTGO be able to catch up enough to get up into the possible winners' positions? But he does have that 3-second time penalty, and he isn't getting away from Conor Barry. The top two don't, and also so does Conor Barry. He doesn't have a penalty either. So 3 out of the top 4 don't have penalties, and so this could be very interesting. And also, AMS Christu, he's been closing in bit by bit each lap, down to 3.6 seconds at the moment to Shadow. Shadow has a 3-second time penalty or 5-second time penalty? 5-second time penalty. Same as Gio, actually. So potentially in this race, we could be seeing Chris Yu. He might be able to close up and potentially take home P4. Just possibly, as we can see, AMS Devon makes his way back past Gio, the other Gio in the Haas. And there he goes into P7. So far, quite good. Pretty crazy. Pretty mental so far. Please let me know who you think is going to win, because, I mean, a big bet would be ORT Gio. That would be a very big bet. But he is closing in rapidly, down to only 2 seconds. And you can just see the cars are more and more in sight for the ORT driver. This could be something interesting later on, but he does have a penalty like I've been talking about for the last few laps. And there's a caution in Sector 2. I believe that is Bakker. He's had a bit of a spin. His front wing is also damaged. So ARS, they're having another really difficult race here tonight. Kind of reminds me slightly of Australia. They're having a bit of a tough race. Thought their form could carry over. It hasn't, sadly. But we can see Takubi making way for Kozaks to make his way back past into the lead. But these two working strategically. But you can still see Gio on the softs still finding bits of time through the corners. Down to 1.9 seconds. It is coming down rather quickly. 1.8 now. But this is going to be something interesting because Conor Barry is also closing in. But I don't think Conor Barry is going to make the move because he knows that ORT Gio is just pulling him closer and closer to these guys in front. And so that definitely could be a thing. But you can see ORT Gio is out. It's below 10% of ERS, which really makes you struggle throughout the lap, especially around a track like this where you don't gain a lot of ERS back, which is going to be a bit of a problem. But at the moment, here's the quick rundown of where everybody is. Kozaks currently leads the race. He's been leading it for quite a while, but also he's been swapping places with Takubi in P2. ORT Gio is third, hunting down a potential chance at a podium. Conor Barry is also hunting his chance for a podium if he can keep up with ORT Gio. Shadow is fifth. AMS Chris Yu, the AMS duo, is actually 6th and 7th of Chris Yu and Devon. Gio is 8th. Tom is 9th. Whitey 10th. Sir Nikolai is 11th. Supertex is 12th. HS Moore is 13th. Blair Callum is 14th. Nico is 15th. Bakker coming out of the pits into 16th. And Spile Kuster down a lap, I believe, and currently 17th place. He's been struggling to reconnect. I haven't gotten any of his requests to join today or be friends on EA, so we're not sure whether it's an EA problem or not. We'll find out. This is usually a bit of a problem we have with EA, but sadly it kind of happens either way because this is a fully crossplay league. So we have Xbox, PS, and PC drivers all together. So that is probably one of the reasons why. So far, only one driver lapped in this whole race, and also we were on lap 31 out of 36. We're coming down to the last 5 laps of today's race and tonight's race. It's a bit sad to be seeing, us dropping down to just the last couple of laps. I've quite enjoyed this race. It's had its moments, it's had its few incidents, but definitely, I have to say, compared to last week, racing has definitely improved, and everybody's been driving rather well, as we can actually see. I actually missed that while I was talking about somebody else. Is Conor Barry up into P3 and on for a podium and on for STR's first points tonight. So is Conor Barry maybe the hero of STR? His teammate not doing so well. Blair Callum, I believe, got spun round or something happened. I'm not exactly sure, but I saw it in the general chat. I saw in the chat on the Discord server. Also, don't forget, join our Discord server. I believe the link is just down below. It might be expired. It might not. Do not fully trust me on that. Don't quote me that it is or it isn't. Yeah, so definitely go and join our Discord server if you want to become part of this community. Also, just a little happy thing to put out there. We got to over 100 members yesterday, which is very nice. I believe it was day before yesterday we reached 100 members. Tom gets a 3-second time penalty. This is currently he's P9, so I think that is possibly all Tom's going to get for tonight. It's just P9, but still a lot on for chance here tonight, really, for Tom. He's not had the best of races. Of course, disconnecting, he was in the lead, but it's still going to be 2 points for FGE. But AMS further in front, and looks like they could be finishing. It looks like they will most likely finish P6 and P8, only scoring 12 points tonight, which isn't what they want to take away, because especially with FGE scoring 2 points. It means they're only going to half the championship lead of FGE. So definitely our championship leaders, the top two, having a really rough race and seeing a couple of other teams come into their ground. Tom has gotten a 5-second time penalty for speeding in the pit lane, and he's decided to retire from the session. Ultimately, that could have, I'm feeling like that could have lost the team maybe 2 points there, and crucially, that's going to allow AMS to close in by another 2 points in on FGE. Disappointing that both drivers have now retired from the session, especially so late on the race with only a few laps to go. Bit disappointing to see. You know, we never want to see that. But yeah, so crazy. Definitely a lot's been going on tonight. Pretty disappointing that a few drivers have had a couple of glitches, a couple of problems. Yeah, it's been a bit of a crazy one for everyone. I think a couple of incidents here and there, but it's been definitely quieter for incidents compared to last week. 3 laps to go in today's race. I hope you guys have been enjoying this race, because it's definitely been an interesting one. It's been a bit of a quiet race, but the nice thing is we've still got a battle for the lead between Takubi and Kozaks going into this race. So everything is still up for grabs. The full 25 points is still up for grabs tonight. So please make sure you subscribe, leave a like, also click on the notification bell to know about every stream that comes every week, and make sure you're here on time as well. Also join our Discord server below. I believe the link still should work. It should work. If it doesn't, just let me know in the chat, or let me know in the comments after the stream. But either way, it would be great to have you within the league if you want to join our little communities. We're going to see Kozaks wanting to make the move. I think we're going to start to see some moves start to increase. The temperature and the pressure is going to increase going into the last 2 laps of the race. You can see Kozaks is pushing all that he can. Neither of them have penalties, remember, so this is going to be something that really comes down to it towards the end of tonight's race. 2 laps remaining, lap 35 out of 36. It is FRLT round 3. I couldn't even get that right. Round 3, season 1, and we are here watching ABE Takubi take home. He could take some points for ABE tonight. He could take the full 25 points, or Kozaks could also do that for ultimately his team tonight, which I'm pulling up now because I can't remember all the cars that everybody is in, I'm afraid. And I do slightly apologise for that. And that is AERO that could be looking at their first win tonight. One driver is currently down in 14th. The other is fighting for the lead. And we're going to... It's getting cloudy. It's actually getting rather dark. Possibly some rain could come down. Coming onto the last lap of the race. He's going to cross the line. Koza takes the lead of the race. We're not getting the best view of this. Not at all. As Koza now takes the lead of the race into turn 1 and through turn 1, turn 2 and turn 3. The center S, which is kind of a center S to be honest. And now coming through, we're going to see Takubi chasing down the man of Koza into turn 4. He's not going to make the move there. He is pushing. They've been saving ERS for the last couple of laps. Who's going to come out on top here for their teams? Is it going to be ABE or is it going to be AERO? You can see it looks like the surface is getting a little bit wet. Maybe. It looks like that on my screen. It could just be me. But coming round, the left-hander, can Takubi gain it all back? He's going to be waiting till the straight, remember, to make the move. But you can see Kozaks is going fully defensive. Oh! Kozaks has made a mistake. This is allowed Takubi to make his way through on the last lap. He's going to be pushing all the way up to the line. Can he make a good exit? Yes, he can. Koza's not going to have a good exit. He's going to drop 4 tenths behind. We're going to be seeing Takubi. Is he going to come up to the line? It looks like Takubi is going to win in FRLT round 3 here at Brazil. Takubi wins with Kozaks in second. Connor Barry ultimately in third. ORT Gio had an unserved penalty and gets another 5-second time penalty. AMS Chris Yu goes up to 5th. Shadow is 6th place. We're going to see Gio in the Haas for DLR FP1 come up to the line. They're in 7th place. AMS Devon finishes 8th. Whitey is going to be the next driver to cross the line. But what An absolute victory for Takubi. It came down to the last moments, and Koza, sadly, did break under the pressure. He did struggle, and we can see Whitey finishes 9th, and the last driver to be in the top 10. Out of nowhere, I couldn't believe it. Supertex is going to be coming up to line, and he's going to be scoring points tonight. For ORT, they're going to be getting some nice points tonight. They're going to be getting 13 points. And so coming up to the line, Supertex crosses the line in P10, and that is your top 10 for tonight. It is raining now, by the way. It is raining in some places on the track, I believe. It is raining, it looks like. It looked like it was raining for a minute. That could have just been me. But there we go. That is the race. What a race it was. Absolutely mental. Well done to the top 3. Well done to everybody tonight. Really, really crazy. Really, really crazy. Few drivers not happy about how long it took to get re-invited. I'm not sure what I could have done there because I wasn't getting anything through. So I do apologize. It might have been my account. It might have been EA. I do apologize for that. But this is how it has gone in today's race. ABE Takubi from 3rd to 1st. The Belgian wins. What a win it is for ABE. It's big points for them here tonight. Definitely something they needed to get here. Really, really amazing. Koza finishes 2nd. He went from 7th to 2nd. He lost out on the win just because of a few mistakes on the last lap. Sally crumbling under the pressure, but it's still a podium for him tonight. It's also a podium for Connor Barry and STR's first points in the championship. And he went from 10th to 3rd. So another good day for STR. Finally this season, a good day. ORT Geo finishes 4th with AMS Christian 5th, Shadow 6th, Geo 7th, AMS Devon in 8th. Not the best performance, especially for them starting 2nd and 6th respectively, and not massively closing in on FG, only closing in by 12 points tonight. Whitey is 9th, Supertex is 10th, Blair Callum 11th, HS Moore 12th, Backwards 13th, Sir Nikolai is 14th, Nico's 15th, Spieler Kuster ultimately is 16th, with the DNFs being Tom, Ollie, and Sivertson. Definitely a few drivers having a conversation about what happened here tonight. But yeah, what a race. Generally, that is a very crazy race tonight. No words for it. Generally, very good. I'm quite pleased. You know, driving standards have been very good tonight. Very, very good. Definitely something. A bit of chatting going on. Definitely, we will be seeing, I think, a few reports. Hopefully less than last week, but we will be seeing a few. Definitely something tonight. Definitely something very enjoyable tonight. Let's just go over the standings one last time. This is from last race, by the way. AMS was 2nd. They close in their lead by 12 points. So they're going to be on 56 points, only sitting 8 points behind the championship leaders of FGE after they don't score any points here. So it's a disappointing round for FGE. ORT, big points day for them. I mean, it's a really big points day. I believe they scored 13 points, if I'm correct. So they should be going up to 35 points. DRFP1, 36 points. So they're still going to stay just ahead. ABE also scoring big points. A win for them, 25 points, which is also going to see them. I believe they're going to be. Thinking about it, I believe they're going to be tied with DRFP1. XPG, I don't think they scored points. I believe they did score points, tonight. They did score some points, so that's going to be interesting. STR, of course, also scoring points, getting a podium. 15 points tonight for them, so that's definitely going to gain them somewhere. ARS, no points for them. And AE, I believe AE might have scored points, or they didn't. I'm not 100%. Definitely. Couple of conversations going on, but well done to all of the drivers. I want to say thank you on stream to all of them. It's been definitely an interesting day. It's definitely been an exciting day. Here, a couple of drivers, of course, not happy with how things went during the race. As you saw, I tried to reinvite you guys. Weirdly, I wasn't getting any of the notifications or anything, so it was a slightly disappointing moment for me. Generally, decent day. Decent day all around. Very good. Very, very good. I want to say thank you for one last time tonight. Thank you so much for watching. Please think about subscribing to FRLT. We're getting closer and closer. Let's try and set some goals in the future. Also, leave a like and click on the notification bell to know about these streams every single week. Also, join our Discord server below. I think it's in the link. If it works, let me know. If it doesn't, also let me know. But yes, thank you so much. I've been Epic. I've been alone here tonight, but it's been very enjoyable. Thank you once again to everybody. It's really been good. It's very nice to see a few people here. Thank you so much. And I will see you guys soon. I'll see you guys next week, next Tuesday. Make sure to be here for 8 p.m. We'll be going to round 4 of the calendar, just to remind you of what round 4 is going to be. Round 4, we go to Austria next week before we have a break week. Today is just a quick rundown of the calendar. We've gone through Australia, Las Vegas, and today we went through Brazil. Now, next week, we're going to be going to Austria. Yes, the land of Red Bull. And that is where we're going, the short, but quite challenging track in some ways. We're also then going to be going, we're then sadly going to be having a break week after that. Then we're going to Japan, followed by Portugal and Singapore. So we're getting a bit of Asia in there. Also, we're going to be going to Silverstone after that, followed by Belgium. And then we have another break week. And then we have Canada, Spain and Bahrain. 3 races all back to back before break week. And we then finally go to the Netherlands for the final and last race of the season. What a race it's been. Thank you so much for watching. Hope you enjoy your week. Everybody has a good week. Thank you so much. And I will see you soon. Bye.